What's up? Welcome to the Diamond G Show. We're about to have some fun. We really are. I apologize because, like I said, everything's been kind of crazy here. There has been a whole lot going on. And then, once again, we have Summit Broadband, which is pretty good sometimes. It's not for this. Um, it's all good. I'll give it another 15 seconds and then we're just gonna kind of get underway. Um, this is gonna be something that's gonna take probably a few days to get through everything. Um, you know what I'm saying? The thing was this, um, for a lot of people who do not know who I am, I'm gonna give a little introduction. Um, my name is Gregory Leitner Jr. I am 45 years of age. Um, I have overcome a lot of different things in my life. In terms of service, um, I am a retired Monmouth County Sheriff's Deputy, specifically a correctional police officer. 2008, I got injured. My boys like to play around, talk about, yo, yeah, G got out at 32 because of his hand, because he got his hand hurt. Yeah, man. So that's something that always puts a smile on my face because at 32, I sustained a traumatic brain injury. Man, like when I tell you my whole world changed, yeah, it did. Um, but one of the hardest things from that was actually when the first time I tried to come out and tell the world what I was facing and what I was dealing with. I remember clearly. I'm gonna get in everything in a minute. Y'all just let me show you something here. And I remember that I had a GoFundMe. I remember this clearly. I remember I set this GoFundMe up, man, and it said disabled retired cop to medical school. Right? That's what I was trying to do. Now, the hilarious thing about it was that there's a good number of my brothers and sisters that I worked with, that I was close with, that knew exactly what I was dealing with. There were others that didn't. So when I tell you there was some evil, evil things done, some evil things that were said, and everybody just asked me, they were like, "Yo, man, like, why aren't you responding?" I said, "Man, it ain't even worth it, bro." And I said, "Why you say that?" I said, "There will be a time for it, you know. You just learn to just kind of keep things until what I'm saying, the Lord tells you that it's the time for them to be discussed, you know. So I led with that to show you all, what I'm saying. Now that is something that happened to me a very long time ago. What was that? After my mother died, that's when I was thinking, okay, hey, I'll give it a go. I wanted to help people, right? That's what was behind it, you know what I'm saying? And I wanted to be, even though when I went to the Social Security place, I asked them for like retraining, and they told me, what are you trying to do? I said anything. And they're like, "Yeah, that's not happening, man." And not only did they tell me that, right? Um, After I left, 2 days later, they sent this really nice letter that I still have, in which they said that um, the amount of damage that I sustained from the fight that I was in They didn't even know how I was standing there in front of them, let alone why I would want to try to put myself through that. But they said that, that they admire that in me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, so like I said, you just never know. That's why I don't mess with people, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't mess with people, man. If I see somebody that's young, you know what I'm saying, or looks young to me, and I see that perhaps I think that they're prosperous, and I'm confused as to why they have things that I don't have, I don't care, man. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what that person's been through, right? So it really tickled me to find out, you know what I'm saying, how envious some people are, how jealous some people are, how hateful, deceitful some people are. But praise God for those who are the upstanding, the strong, the righteous. Those are words that are reserved for people who do the right thing when nobody is looking. And y'all are gonna hear me, baby. I'm telling you, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna have a come to the light moment tonight. All right. I can feel it. You know what I'm saying? I can feel it already. You know, those types of praise are not reserved for those who have realized that a friendship that they have fostered and developed over the years is now going to be in jeopardy because somebody decided that a financial come up or something else, a vendetta or whatever, was more important than doing the right thing, right? Now, just so you all understand exactly where we are, right, and how we've arrived here. In the last few years, we have overcome a lot of different things, different tragedies. My health has not been the best. That was before I found out that I had cancer, right? And anybody in this community, not just here in the legends, and we're gonna talk. So let me stop for a second. Let me talk about my community. Let me talk about my community, the community of the legends. Um, I have the privilege, and I do say privilege, of living in a community with some of the greatest human beings in the world. We are a melting pot for the most part, you know. I would I can tell you conclusively that 99% of the people that live here are good, decent, God fearing, no matter what they believe in, even if they pray to a rock, hey, whatever, as long as they're walking that right line, man, I'm with you, man. As long as your light is shining, I'm with you. Right? And it's 99%. But we do have that 1%. Oh, yes. Yes, we do. We do have that 1%. Right? Now, with that 1%, do not think that we have not known what has been happening. Right? To that 1%. Right? When the community reached out to me, they asked me, what did I need? Right? You ask any of these leaders, any of these people that I have helped, I've given freely of myself, man. It doesn't matter. Why? Because it's the right thing to do. You know what I'm saying? The concept of mitzvahs, man. I tell you what, that's one thing that my old man instilled in me. So hey, praise him for that much. All right. But come on, man. You know. Mm, mm, mm. So these good people that I have around me um, have picked us up. They have carried us, and they have protected us. When they asked me what I need, I told them I needed prayer for my family. Right. So there's a lot of folks um, who knew how bad things had gotten. Right. Because first I was diagnosed with a terminal cancer. Right. So this happened in, actually, let me back up. Before I got diagnosed with terminal cancer, our house sustained heavy damage in the hurricane. Right. So it was when that hurricane, when that damage happened, right? I had come outside the house. I hit the ground. My heart was racing. It's barely, I could barely breathe, right? So that right there was like, oh, okay, something's wrong, right? Now, when that happened, praise God, I live across the street from one of the greatest people in the world, and Dr. Osama Suleiman. You know, um, I can't even put into words how much that man means to me because he has known I'm kind with everyone, man, but he noticed that I'm always in the neighborhood looking out for the kids and the women and children. You know, we've had people, like I said, we've got knuckleheads, man. You know, we're like any other community. You know what I'm saying? We have our thing, a few bigots here and there, and people that do ignorant things. You know, we dealt with the comments and all that kind of stuff. You know, it's like any other place. You know, and dealing with the cancer and having to be vulnerable, and y'all are gonna just have to keep bearing with me, right? Because like I said, I'm like right now, nobody, not even my doctors, know how I stand up and walk around and do the things that I do, right? Nobody understands how it's even possible, right? Um, but with that, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to share with y'all some other stuff. Um, and people, so I want you to understand why my state of mind, you know, if some of you have talked to me, and you know, you've taken offense to the fact that I don't answer your phone calls, and or you feel as though I don't think you're important enough to be included in whatever craziness is going on in my life. We're gonna have a talk about that right now. You know, we are gonna have a talk about that right now. My thoughts, right? I have been working very hard to be able to speak in a way that is going to be more presentable, more coherent, things of that nature. Um, Now, most people say, "Oh, okay, that doesn't seem like that difficult of a thing to do," right? But dig this: my surgery, which I had on January 5th, I was not supposed to survive that surgery, right? Medically, it's I guess it was an impossibility, right? But I have doctors who are they're doctors of faith, you know. So when they told my wife, my queen, Gigi, that I had terminal cancer, She told them not to tell me because had 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 they told me, she said that she knew that I would have lost it. I would have lost it, and that I probably would have been looking for the people who had been harming my children, and she said there was just no telling. And she said the thing was this: she needed me here. My kids needed me here. So she told the doctors, don't tell him. I'll handle it. I'll take care of it. So it became a game, right? Of like cat and mouse. So, a lot of y'all, especially those of you that have gone to college with me at OCC, Olson County College or University of Tampa, you guys know my background and everything. Um, when it comes to sciences and biology, and that's something that is something that has served me well in this process that I'm undertaking. That surgery that I had, it ended up being a thing where um, my entire stomach, what's going on here? Okay, I'm back, y'all. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I had to step away for a hot second. I had to just double check, make sure that everything's cool out here on the home front. Okay, so where was I? Where was I? Oh yes, I was talking about the surgery thing, so y'all can kind of get an idea. You know what I'm saying? I was talking about. All right, so this is what happened. I know I left off. I was talking about the house, and then I was talking about we moved on to Dr. Suleiman and how he was okay. That's what we were talking about with Dr. Suleiman. Um, because he saw me out there that day, guys. He called me in, and if it wasn't for him, none of the stuff that was found out would have been. We would have never known any of it. My regular doctor, my primary care doctor for years, right? Her name is Neba Metarada, right? If you all are in Claremont, I'm going to tell you this. She was one of the best doctors that I had ever met. When I moved down here from New Jersey, she was not only my doctor, she was also my mother's doctor. Um, However, when I was telling her, I've been telling her for years, man, that I was in a lot of pain, and it wasn't just, from what I've been dealing with, you know, and she's telling me it was all in my head, you know, you don't need no medication for nothing, blah, 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 we need to get you off of that. And I'm like, oh, I'm telling you something's wrong. I'm like, I feel like my insides are grinding. And I went through this for a couple of years, y'all, right? And those who know me, um, like my brother, Coach Sean Hendricks, right? I've had the honor to be this man's number two for many years, you know, and you know, I appreciate him too, man. Sean, I just wanted to put that out there, brother. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to put that out there because um, without Sean also. and these kids, man, everybody notice they know what it's been through, man. My health has been up and down. I've had a lot of issues. When I left the sheriff's department, what a lot of people don't know, um, they had me. I'm deemed as uninsurable for life insurance when I left that sheriff's department, right? So what that means, is that, what I'm saying, I've had to try to scrape for every penny, nickel, and dime I've had. I'm not a rich dude, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a rich dude because people always be like, oh, you're always doing, you give your time away, you spend your time here, man. You got to be rich. I said the thing is this: I have time. That's the beautiful thing. I have time, I have knowledge, I have experience, and I freely give it. You know, um, and the reason for that, was that even with everything that was wrong with me, y'all, you know what I'm saying, and people have seen me out there, I have passed out there with the kids and everything, man. Parents know, man, my dedication and my love for them. You know what I'm saying? I did that. You know what I'm saying? Because I was robbed of that. You know, I was robbed of that. So I want to make sure. I wanted to make sure that I can, if I have whatever time I got, I'm giving. I have 6 children. You know what I'm saying? And they are the same way. You know, and that counts for something. That counts for something. So even with all of this stuff, right? I still got people out here talking about they want to be me. I'm like, cool. Now, check this out. It's so funny how people you can look, like I said, look and judge, right? You want to be somebody so bad. You hate somebody so bad. For what? You know? For what? But let me keep it rolling, man. I'll keep it rolling. So let's go on to the surgery, right? So let me before I get there, let's talk about after what happens after they tell my wife that. So my wife makes sure that I don't they I can read notes. I can read the medical notes and everything, as I was talking about with my research and all of that. That's all part of me. My wife knew that, right? She knew that I could read certain things, other things she didn't know. So then I started noticing that reports are blacked out and stuff is missing. So I told my wife, I'm like, oh, what the hell's going on? I said, what the hell's going on? She's like, what you mean? I said, this doesn't make no sense. I said, this doesn't look right. I'm like, my test results are like being blacked out. So then I got mad and I was like, I'm gonna grab the phone. So I'm gonna call the doctor, find out. She took the phone from me. I was like, what's going on? She said, listen, it does not matter what you have. You have to beat it, right? And she said, I was like, yeah. So she told me not to ask again. So I didn't. You know what I'm saying? I've been with this woman, what I'm saying, for over 26 years, man. You know what I'm saying? I trust her implicitly. You know what I'm saying? Implicitly. And that's important, right? So, um, the next time, um, we the next hurdle comes up, it was the surgery itself. So let me share now because see some of our very close friends and neighbors know what exactly how this whole thing went down, right? As far as me. So we told some people that well, I guess my wife, she had confided in a couple of people that it's more than likely I wasn't going to be. The doctors said that I had like no shot, man. They didn't know. They just didn't know, bro. I kid you not. Because of the size of the tumor, where the tumor was, the type of cancer it was. Um, so literally, I go in and it's like I'm not supposed to come out. Right? I'm at the hospital. I get to speak to the religious team, and they asked me if I was afraid. And I said, "What, to die?" They're like, "Yeah." And I said, "No." They asked me why, right? And I said, "Here's the thing." I said, "I've been through a lot." I said, and I continue to answer the call. I said, whatever the creator wants from me, it's gonna be. I said, but I know this much. I said, I've done everything that Hashem has asked of me. Right? I said, I've been a good person. I know that each night when I go to sleep, I can go to sleep happy. And if my kids, should my kids ever need to be in a situation where they're going to need me to rely on me for judgment and how I've been on something, I need to be on firm ground. And I said, so what that means is that no, I am not afraid. I said, but I will tell you this, it is not my time. I said, I know I am coming back. They looked at me and they're like, okay, why is that? And so I told them, you know, um, and it was one of those things where people kind of look at you and as if you then lost your damn mind. But that's not what it was because praise the Most High, I was at a hospital with a team of doctors that are all spiritual people. And like I told y'all before, man, the light is the light. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can believe whatever you want. You think that this right here makes a bit of difference? You think that the Star of David or a crucifix makes a bit of difference of what I'm saying, what God thinks of you? Y'all got it twisted, man. Y'all got it twisted, man. You know what I'm saying? It's all light, man. It's all the light. That's what it is. You know, it's goodness. It's pure. And because of that, what I told them didn't seem like complete madness. The only thing was that they're looking at me and looking at what is in me and what they have seen on the scans, and my thinking defies logic, right? But hey, lo and behold, I go into surgery. Um, During the surgery, yeah, there was a mild complication, right? Mild complication turned out to leading to a discovery, though, right? So while I'm on the Da Vinci machine, and they start the robot starts cutting, well, the tumor starts actually oozing out. That's what. No more Da Vinci machine. Need my doctors, and they did their thing. Now I was on life support for about 6 hours. They could not wake me up. Right now, during this time, there were people that were doing some very, very, very horrible things. Right, so I'm not in touch with the world because even after, well, let me continue on. Let me continue this whole thing on. Let me say so. Da Vinci machine, doctors come in, they took the tumor out. Well, hey, they find out that my colon is 160%, give or take, maybe more than that, larger than a regular human being's. Surprise! Wow, where'd that come from? Don't know, right? Then as they continue to look, they say, wow, there's a lot of intestines. Like intestines, I had extra unassigned intestines. So they were like, well, we're going to do something and try and see if it works. We're going to build him a stomach out of these extra parts. We're going to build him a stomach out of his own stuff and see if it works. They removed everything. After all of that, guess what? It worked, right? Now, very few people really knew, what I'm saying, that after that happened, saying that there was going to be progress. Um, most people, well, I'd say everybody that has gone down this road has never walked away from it. So for me to get up and actually, I walked out with my walker, you know what I'm saying? But I walked out of there, man. Um, it was a miracle, right? Now, to show you all what I'm dealing with and what my wife has been dealing with during this time of trying to get me recovered, I had with that surgery, after they were able to revive me and everything, 2 days later, my insurance company, right, which is one of the best companies, Aetna, and I had the best insurance that money could buy thanks to the Monmouth County Sheriff's Department, right? Don't you know that I'm in the hospital? I had woke up, and I think it was like probably like it was Saturday into Sunday, so it was a Sunday. It was a Sunday, so I was like, hey, at some point I'm gonna be going home. So I called the social worker over, and she's there, and we're all trying to figure out, about making arrangements, things that I'm gonna need. You know what I'm saying? Therapy and little bedside commodes, all of that stuff. You know. Um, and guess what happens, guys? I call Aetna, and these jokers told me that my insurance was terminated. And I said, well, why is that? And they said, because Gregory Lightner is deceased. I said, I assure you he is not. They said, we have him as deceased. And I was like, okay. So now I'm sitting here. This is not, I'm not making this up, y'all. This really happened. Um, there's going to be, there's actually going to be um, an opportunity for some of y'all to meet some of these doctors that were there when this stuff happened, man, at a later time. Cause yeah, we doing it up for real now that I'm back. Um, but mm, okay, all right, all right, all right. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sitting here, and once again, what I'm saying, I'm just while I'm talking to y'all, I'm just thankful to be able to have this opportunity. You know, um, as I'm telling y'all this stuff, it's very emotional. You know what I'm saying? It's very emotional. So, um, and to be actually here and be able to tell this, you know what I'm saying, is it's a kind of weird feeling. It's kind of a weird feeling. So, but let me get back to it. So they did that. I ended up having the doctors. Had to call to check to make sure, and sure as boo boo, they definitely did. Come to find out, as we ended up having to have a compliance officer call back, and I had the officer from the hospital there, and it turned out that according to their metric, um, I had no probability of surviving. So they automatically just cashed me out, right? Now, here's the problem with that, right? When that happens, you start having issues with everything else, right? You start having all kinds of issues, right? Tax return magically now is frozen, right? Why? Because people need to know that you are actually alive. Stupid stuff like that, right? Things that would, you know, kind of cause you to boil over, right? You know what I had to do, y'all? I just had to be like, hey, okay. I just got to roll with it. You know what I'm saying? Because I was not strong enough to be able to do nothing about it. My wife, though, she holding everything together, right? And we got people that were pulling for her. And sometimes you find out that some people that are pulling for you might have pulled against you, and it puts you in a weird kind of place. Um, you know, I'll help my wife deal with that. Um, there are going to be some very tough conversations with some people that were and are close to us, um, about just how it is that when she was at her most vulnerable and certain people were consoling and trying to be claiming to be supportive, how magically a $60 or $60+ lien was put on my house by my HOA board, and they tried to serve while I was not in a connection with this world, while my wife and my kids are contemplating what they are going to do, because at that point they had been told that I had no shot and it was just a miracle. So you have a grieving family, basically. You know, that's what we were, a grieving family. And so during that time, right, these are the things that happen, right? We learn a lot. Oh, we learn so very much, right? I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna continue, right? So what ends up happening, right? We're dealing with that, and I start noticing that. So I was like, man, where are all these damn violations, coming from? My wife was like, what are you talking about? I said, the kids told me that we've got all kinds of stuff going on, and its activity has increased tenfold since I've been in this hospital, and since people are under the impression that there's no one to defend home. And my wife is like, yeah, baby, but it's okay. I said, oh, it's not okay, but once again, nothing I could do, or so people thought. I get, look, I've got people who love us dearly, man, love us dearly. My neighbors, all the people who live around me, all of them, they have had their eyes open, watching and protecting. People are really foolish. They really are. I mean, I don't understand um, how greed can consume someone to the point where they put themselves in a position that they can be they're going to do prison time, basically, is what it's going to come down to. Um, that is disheartening, um, to say the least. You know, so I'm in one of those places, man, where I watched all that, man, and I had to eat it, man. I had to eat it. Now, what a lot of folks don't know is that I'm not just a random dude, man, that's just kind of sitting in the corner. Um, I want to formally introduce myself to Mr. William Josie or Jesse. Is it Jesse? Oh, that's right, Mr. Jesse. And I think there's what was there? There's another person. This look familiar, William. This face. I think it does. It looks familiar. Yes, indeed. And Jane. Jane, that's your wife's name. William. You and Jane, man. Mm. Here's the thing. I would like to know what it is that my beautiful, sweet children, especially my 8 and 9 year olds, Gabriella and Giselle. I want to know why it is that you were so bothered about the fact that she looks Caucasian, extra pale, and her sisters are brown. I want to know why it is that for the last 2 years, I've had to have my neighbors keep an eye out and watch out when you come in the neighborhood around to my house, by my children. Why is it that you think that it's okay to target children? You could have very easily had a conversation with my wife. As a matter of fact, you do remember who she is because after all, it was over 2 years ago when you had screamed at some kids that were playing about going across your grass. You ran them down, and guess where they came? Right over here to my wife. So you know who she is. So why is it that you and your husband have decided to attack children? I don't understand it. Right? Um, my children didn't feel safe because of the latest bunch of foolishness that these people have done. But here's the thing. Um, I have had to deal with the police in the last few days. I had to, deal with some indifference. I've also had, and mind you, y'all, what I'm saying? Yeah, I have a badge, man, but what I'm saying? Don't everybody don't recognize blue is blue. I'm gonna tell you that. You know what I'm saying? There are conditions, you know what I'm saying? Convenience. I'm just flabbergasted by it, man. That's one of the big things. You know what I'm saying? So now, y'all, I'm just gonna roll, you know what I'm saying? And we just gonna kind of see where it goes from there. You know what I'm saying? When you're treated with indifference and somebody tells me when I say, hey, my children are in danger, can you at least tell these jokers to leave my kids alone, bro? Tell them to stop coming by my house. It's not necessary. And you tell me it's too late. I'm not going to wake nobody up at this hour. That's cute, but it's insulting when you jokers have rung my bell. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have a problem with it. You know what I'm saying? Because hey, I know what it is. But you ring my bell at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, talking about some. Hey, do you know? Did you see anybody? Blah 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 blah. Somebody said somebody came over here. Uh-huh. Okay, cool. You wake me up though, right? You'll wake me up, right? It's okay to inconvenience me, right? Damn the fact that, you know what I'm saying, I've got cancer, terminal cancer. My mother-in-law was in the hospital. This is why all this stuff broke off, y'all. My mother-in-law went in the hospital, right? She was in the hospital for 30 days. All right. So what ended up happening with her going in the hospital for 30 days, I ended up having to not, I couldn't talk and communicate with nobody. You know what I'm saying? Because before that, you know what I'm saying, Gianna ended up with the blood clots in her brain. You know what I'm saying? So let me be clear. Folks that have been doing this stuff, man, for these months, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of folks in the community that just could not understand why I was not responding. It's very simple. I just don't have the strength, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, have been stretched, you know what I'm saying, beyond measure, beyond measure, beyond me, you know. And now, you know what I'm saying, is the time, you know what I'm saying, for for some answers, bro. That's just what it comes down to. You know. I am a very disappointed. I am a very disappointed man, um in the actions of some of my fellow men and women, you know. But I tell you what, man, um I am thankful for my relationships with people. Um of course, um I am going to be reaching out to all of those agencies and individuals that have been contacting me. I am very, very tired. This stuff has taken a lot out of me, right? Yes, I did try to get local support. I did. Yes, I went to my local law enforcement. Yes, I certainly did, you know. Um, but it is what it is, man. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't have time to be doing investigations. The only thing I needed to do was just to make sure that the public now knows that these two people are a threat to my family. I want them to stay away, right? In addition, I do have the video, right? I just wanted to let you know, I'm going back and forth about this, and I'm going to tell you this. Uh, William, here's the thing. The stuff that was in there, the truck, here's a funny thing. The truck is worthless, right? What you and your wife did not know, right? The stuff that was in there that you saw, that you were looking at, taking pictures, and you were jumping up and down about on the video, that you thought it was like, yay, this is a free win, bro. All of that stuff is accounted for, man. It was for an auction, bro. So there are records of all of that, brother. Records of everything. Now, I not only do I have you on video taking it not even not even 100 yards off of my driveway after you destroyed my sidewalk, excuse me, my sprinkler system, my sidewalk, my shrubs. You know what I'm saying? You blew out like three of my zones, you know. And for what? For what? You what did you do that for, man? And then on top of that, you pull your he pulls this dude pulls, he's got his car, guys. This is what this guy did. And this is the thing that I don't understand why people could not figure this out and why Claremont Police Department didn't think it was suspicious. This car, this individual was driving and casing my house, man. He's been doing this for a minute. And you see him drive around twice, then he comes back around again, right? Then he goes and he grabs the tow truck. And the tow truck comes with him. He points, he points at it. The guy never gets out of the tow truck, man. He backs, he goes right up onto my things, 2 o'clock in the morning. Wham! Right? So he's happy. He goes over. He's trying to open the door. The door is locked. You know what I'm saying? The door's locked, bro. Like, yeah, okay. That's not good enough. He couldn't even wait, y'all. Look, he couldn't even wait until they got someplace where nobody could see it, right? They drove. Tow truck guy drops off the curb. My man sits right there. Tow truck driver never gets out. The dude is in there. He get the Slim Jim out. Boom. My door is open. He's celebrating, jumping up and down, taking pictures. He starts rummaging through antiques, collectibles, and paintings. Yeah, man, he think he didn't win. He's all these boxes, they got numbers on them and everything. Ha 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 ha. No, sir. Right? No, sir. We got cameras, bro. We got cameras. And you know, I'm gonna tell you this. Whoever gave you your information that the cameras did work, but they don't record, they were right when they gave you that information, right? Because that information was right on before I got so sick that I couldn't move. It was accurate. But what you did not count on is that we have a little man in training out here. He put the cameras up because strangers were prowling around the house. Nobody believed us, right? So he said, Daddy, I got to protect my family. You can't do it right now, so I got to protect all of us. And that's what he did. He put the cameras up, right? He put them up. In addition to everything else he's done, right? In addition to still having an over a 4.0 GPA, right? My neighbors helped him. My neighbors helped him, but see, the people that gave you that information about my cameras, they thought they were that close. They were not, my friend. So I want to thank you. I really want to thank you because in addition to that, when you drove your truck, you drove the truck, you took the tow truck down the street, man. You stopped in front of your house with the truck. Did you not think that there were going to be? My camera caught that. Claremont Police Department told me that that didn't matter at all because they said that you, Mr. William Josie, more than likely were the owner of the tow company. So now my property is your property. That's what they said. And I suspect that's probably why you thought that you would get away with this. But my man, here's the deal, right? Just because some misguided officer does not understand the law, right? Doesn't mean that everybody doesn't understand the law. I'm not built like everybody else. William, you look like you saw a damn ghost when I said, surprise! Yeah, you know, don't come from my family. Don't. Leave us alone, man. You know what I'm saying? Leave us alone. You and your wife, leave us alone. To your wife, go the other way. Don't ever come down past this house again, bothering my children. There's no reason for it. There is no reason for it. And I'm gonna tell you something else. I know those two guys, those two black guys that were stalking outside my house that I called in, and we went around the neighborhood, people couldn't find them. Security tracked them along with us to a house. Guess what house it was? Yeah, we went to the house. We were right next door. We went to the house next door. And you jokers turned all the lights out. So security was like, we went around. They said, that's just weird. They just disappeared. Right? There's a report on that. What do you think that's going to mean? Hmm? Now, I'm going to address something else. To you individuals, including individuals who are currently on the job, trying to be cool about this. Individuals who are currently on the job that typecast, that typecast and judge based off of whatever bias they've experienced or whatever they've come through in their life. That is the worst thing you can do. You do a disservice not only to yourself, but to each and every one of us. That's an absolute fact, you know. So here's where we're going to be at. All right. The video is going to where it's going to. I had planned on releasing video along with some other things. However, I have been contacted by some very good people, individuals who were instrumental in helping to make sure that my daughter Giselle ended up where she's at. Right? You know, people can laugh and joke, but sometimes being the black guy who happens to be a Jewish guy and also happens to be a Republican, sometimes, yeah, that's a pretty good thing on some days. Yeah, today it's a really good thing, right? Because the little girl that's been targeted, a lot of people went to war for her, including our governor, right? And a lot of other really good people that are politicians. They never try to exploit that, right? And there are people at DCF that know all about this because we had to give a huge presentation on it. And we've also been the people that have given presentations. And if we teach parents how to make sure that they don't put their hands on children, that they don't threaten, terrorize, and beat on children, you know. Can y'all still hear me? My headset just died. All right. I think y'all can still hear me, so I'm gonna rock on. I'm gonna rock on for a little bit. But yeah, man. So anyway, like I was saying, um, there's a lot of people, man, that know Giselle's story, and they know our story, and they know how hard that we have fought to make sure that everybody is included, man. You know what I'm saying? And diversity, um, is something that's celebrated, you know. But there has to be a reckoning, at the end of the day. There has to be a reckoning. So what I'm going to do is continue to talk about these things that are going on. And we're going to get into the histrionics behind this in more detail. In more detail. All right. So stay tuned tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? The Creator is merciful, man. I have the strength to actually be able to sit here and talk, even though um, I have been forced into action a bit prematurely. Some people may think, but yet here I am, man. Baruch Hashem. Tomorrow, here's the other thing. Um,
tomorrow when I broadcast, I will broadcast with my Cash App at Diamond G Speaks. I'll have the thing. I'll have the thing. It's official Diamond G, something like that. But I'm gonna have it up tomorrow. I'll post it so that way, you know what I'm saying, for my friends and family members that have been asking, you know what I'm saying, if they can help, if I need financial help, you know what I'm saying. Yes, you know what I'm saying. I am home now, you know. We had to get here, you know. It was a tough journey, you know. It was a tough journey. Um, right now, right, with all this foolishness that's going on, right? I'm sure, you know, I people that are worried about, you know, me snapping off and doing something stupid, thinking I'm gonna kill people, bro. That's just stupid. You know, I'm gonna get back to that with the law enforcement thing. Listen, man, don't ever forget when you were talking to someone who was on the job, don't ever assume, you know what I'm saying, that they're gonna act like an animal because of the way they look, you know, the color of their skin, man. I get really offended by that, you know, and that happens, you know what I'm saying? Even when you talking to a guy that knows, or a female officer that knows you on the job, they still want to treat you as you know, they as if the experiences they've had with someone like you was a perk. I don't like that, you know. I thought that we were at a place where, especially here in Claremont, the city of Claremont, we shouldn't be having that. I should not be having that, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm starting to get the feel as if you don't know the police officer, and I know quite a few of them, if it happens to be somebody that I don't know, or that doesn't have any idea who I am, or doesn't know that I've been out here in the community, I don't think that my family is going to get a fair shake. I don't think that my family will be protected, right? And I tell you what, man, it seems like something that's far fetched, right? Until you sit here and you look at the situation, you know, and that's just what it is, man. You know, that's mm-mm, you know. I got a real problem with that, man. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that, man. And here's the other thing. To the female officer, you didn't understand why it is that telling me not to address you as sister, it's either ma'am or officer. You said this to me knowing full well my service. You knew it, right? You did that. You didn't understand why when we looked to brother that's the senior officer that was out there, he's shaking his head and looking down. Why do you think that was? Right? Now, so when you said that to me, anytime someone tells a brother or sister in blue that, you know what that means? You were telling me, if I see you in danger on the side of the damn road, I better not stop because you may shoot me. You don't recognize my service, that means that blue is not blue to you. So I'm going to keep it moving. So now, do you understand why it's offensive to tell someone who is service disabled that you won't recognize them as your sister or your brother? Yeah, we don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm from, we don't do that. Where your chief is from, we don't do that, man. You know what I'm saying? We love each other, man, and we pick each other up. You know what I'm saying? There is no P contest. You know, the badge that you wear, does not make you a king or a queen, right? It's supposed to give you insight. It's supposed to mean that badge means that you have the integrity and the ability to do a lot of different things. But at the end of the day, you're there for the people. That's what it means. You don't have to be a tough guy or a tough girl. You know, that's what cowards did, right? You know what we were told in the academy, right? And I don't know, maybe it's just different. I don't know. They always told us, listen, if you don't know something, just say you don't know it. Because if, as a cop, if you start lying and making stuff up off the top of your head, guess what happens? People take that as law. They'll take that to mean, okay, what you said is exactly what it is. And then they'll take action based on what you said. And where I'm from, that lands you in jail. So we were always told, listen, don't do it. That's a slippery slope. You don't go down that road. If someone says to me, what's the situation here? What, like, do you know for a fact that this guy did this and that? And then you start quoting some old made up law off the top of your head, and it's like, yo, do you not know that the body cameras are rolling? You know what I'm saying? Like what? Why? What are y'all thinking? You know what I'm saying? You get jammed up for nothing. Why? Because your pride won't allow you to say, "Hey, sir, I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know, but let me do this. Let me call somebody for you that will know." You know what I'm saying? Hey, we got somebody else who that'll keep you. It not only does it keep you out of trouble, but it shows, you know what I'm saying, that you are showing growth as a person. It shows that you were at the job for the right reason. You know what I'm saying? You being a cop does not mean you're there to be on top of every damn body and exert force all the time. That's not what it is. You know what I'm saying? People are not supposed to be scared of the police, man. You know, and that's the thing that's the kicker about this, man. Right? That's the kicker about this. Y'all want to know where I was at and what I was doing before, like when all this crazy stuff was happening? You know what I'm saying? Let me see. I'm gonna try to see if I can pull up the clip for y'all, man. I might be able to share my screen and let y'all see what we were doing, because I know there's probably gonna be somebody that's gonna try to be like, yo, he hating on the police. He hating on us. Yeah, he hating on the blue. Nah, baby, you have no idea, dog. Y'all got the wrong one. You want to try me? You can. You can. You're gonna embarrass yourselves, though. I can promise you that. All right, let me see. Where is it at? What? Hold on. Bear with me, y'all. Ooh. I might even, you know what I'm saying, we might just, I might actually be able to narrate this, man, because this was really cool. Let's talk about something good, man. Let's talk about something good. Let's do that. Where is it? Here. Trying to get it to play, guys. I think I might actually get it. Huh. All right. Hey, hold on. I think I got it. I got it. All right, let's see if I can figure this out. Hold on 1 second, y'all. I think I got it here. I got this video, man, because this was really cool, man. You know what I'm saying? I'll get back on that other stuff, you know what I'm saying, later, man. I'm gonna talk about some positive, really cool things, man. Y'all gonna love this. Let me see. I'm trying this thing. right, let's go. All right, here we go. Let me see. There we go. All right. Okay. All right. So y'all can see it. I hope you can. This is what I was doing that night. The night that this stuff jumped off. I'm gonna set this up for y'all. So I I haven't I haven't been able to be out to see the kids. A lot of these kids that I had a I've been honored and I've been blessed to be allowed. Their parents have allowed me to be a part of their lives and have had a hand in raising them. Um, I have been honored by that. I have not been able to get out um, to the graduations. I got out to my daughter's graduation, and you all saw what happened out there. Um, I apologize to those of you that I could not take pictures with, to the church groups that were there. Um, I'm gonna reach out to y'all's pastors, man. I know, yes, yeah, man. I'm gonna reach out. I promise you that. I'm gonna come see y'all, man. Um, it was awesome. Oh, oh, okay, okay. Let me see. Me and Jeffrey, Mr. Casey, have been talking about this for a very long time. Y'all don't even realize how much work we had to do to get y'all here. All right? There are a lot of people that are not here right now that would have liked to have been here, that have had a hand in that. Okay? So I'm gonna share a little bit, right? I'm gonna share a little bit about that. You know, as young men and women, you get in trouble. You know, sometimes things can happen on your way, and sometimes you don't. How many of you had extensive interactions with the police? Not a one. Clowning, boy. Stop playing, man. Stop playing. So listen, here's what we need you to do. All right, the work is not done. Okay, you all have a long way to go. All right? There are things in this world that we as parents have tried to protect you all from. We try to set you in a path to let you know that you may be having some challenges to go. That time where you could get put on punishment and all that, that's gone. It's the real world now. All right? So as your parents, we are transferring and shifting our role from protector to support. All right? No matter what y'all go through, do not forget that. Okay? And whatever you guys got in your heart, you can accomplish. Okay? November, I got diagnosed with terminal cancer. Right? Doctors gave me not a single chance, but y'all did. Right? My family, all y'all, even the knuckleheads, man. Y'all kept an eye on y'all too. You know, chief of police, Chuck that sink in. All right. So, without further ado, so let's see here. All right, all right. Okay, there we go. All right, so that's just a little snippet, man. That's what I was doing, man. So I was so thankful that that Chef G, and I felt so very honored that Gregory, Mr. Gregory Facey, and his wife Rita Facey um, honored me by allowing me to be there and speak um, not just to their family and their child, but all of these wonderful young men and women. In order for me to have gotten to this, been able to get there, um, I had to leave my mother-in-law, who is currently battling stage 4 cervical cancer. She also had double kidney failure, right? People thought she was going to be up out of here too. People thought that she would just die. It's not happening. You know what I'm saying? It's funny. Some people will understand this, but you should never wish death on a light bringer, right? You don't do that. You don't do that because this is what happens, right? Your bad thoughts are almost as good as the good thoughts as far as energy and nourishing someone's light, you know. But that's not going to stop people, man. They don't believe. They think that they think they be winning out here, you know. They think they be winning. So, um, she was in the hospital, right? So she's in the hospital. She's been there 30 days. So that's why people saw me completely drop out of sight. Because after what happened with my daughter Gianna, with the blood clots in her brain, I was in the hospital 2 weeks before that. You know what I'm saying? And then my wife was in the hospital a day, the day before. My wife had surgery the day before Gianna ended up in the hospital. And then when Gianna was in there in the ICU, we brought the kids up there because they didn't think that she was going to live. Giovanna's appendix ruptured while we were there. Right. So after that, man, you know, I called a few people and I talked to them and I noticed something. You know, it's like, why is it that if I'm communicating with you and it almost seems as though it's like you're waiting for bad news, you know? And at that point, I can't deal with that, man. So I was like, you know what? This is gonna be tough, you know what I'm saying? But we just gonna have to take whatever's gonna come because we need to be able to heal and protect our family. So that's what we were doing. You know, that's why it's like people would see me and it was like, was he really there? You know, and some people were like, no, no, no. Some people were like, I got a picture. It's like, no, that's not possible. You know, he's supposed to be dead or on death's door. It's not possible. You know, and you know, if I was a regular person, yeah, that probably would be right. Yeah, but alas, you know what I'm saying? I'm the creators. I'm one of the creators chosen, man. So what that means is that there's going to be a whole lot more to come. You know, there's going to be a whole lot more to come. The shows from this point on, I'm gonna try. We're gonna start off doing them daily. It's gonna be. I'm gonna try to do around 9 o'clock. That's my goal. Please understand that with this cancer that I'm battling, and with my mother-in-law also battling cancer, and my eldest daughter also battling the blood clots in her brain, um, there may be some variation to the schedule, you know. But for those people who are wondering what forced me and compelled me to pop up out of nowhere, this is what it was, man. My babies were being threatened by these people, and I'm not. I'm done. I drew the line at tow trucks outside my house, um, with only children inside, revving the engine. You know what I'm saying? The second time, my older kids were there, and my daughter comes out and dude peels off. You know, I was like, this is what compels me, y'all. This is what forced me to reappear before I really thought that I wanted to. Right? So there's a difference. The creator knows what you want, right? But he knows what you need, right? And what I needed was to be able to step up for my family. Because praise God, man, me showing up has did something that no Claremont police officer can do, right? It caused everything to stop. All right, I'm gonna shut it down. And I will see if you want to hear me. Okay. All right. Okay, guys. So, all right, but that's gonna do it for tonight, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, that's gonna do it for tonight. So that's what we're gonna try to do, man. I'm gonna keep it rolling, man. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna stay positive. Um, you know, there's a lot of good in this world, man. You know what I'm saying? So let's hold on to it. But the other thing is with that, with all the good that's in this world, you know what I'm saying? Um, the creator has given me this mission. Right? I will no longer turn a blind eye to things that are being done around me that are wrong. If it's being done to an innocent, especially, it's a wrap, man. You know what I'm saying? Look, the Lord has told me that I'm not the guy to walk away anymore. Because if I don't stand, right, when I can, and being that I can make a change and I have the power to do so, I don't have money. Y'all was right. You know what I'm saying? Joe was laughing. He figured, oh, okay, we're gonna take whatever's there. I don't have my access to a whole bunch of money, man, but I got people. I got the greatest asset in the world, man. I've got not only the community of Claremont, I've got Lake County, I've got the state of Florida. Y'all don't know that, but you will. You know what I'm saying? So to my brothers and sisters all over, you know what I'm saying? I am so thankful for y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? To the haters, I am thankful for you all as well, right? Because just like we talked about, whether you realize it or not, if I'm on your mind, you are fueling me. You know? You are the reason, you know what I'm saying, why I am the miracle you see here. You know, it's because of not just the people who love me, but also the people who think that they hate me, but that's not what it is. You think that you're sending hate towards me. You're not, you know, because deep down, you know. So, all right, y'all. I am going to shut it down for the evening. I appreciate everybody that was able to hang with me. Like I said, tomorrow I'm gonna try again. Like I said, around 9 p.m. That's the plan, and I'm gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going. You know, we are gonna keep going because, like I said, this is just the tip of the iceberg, everybody. You know what I'm saying? This is just one incident. You know what I'm saying? We have been going through stuff, man, and like I said, I just had no choice. You know what I'm saying? I could not answer, man. My family needed me. You know what I'm saying? I'll t- that's that for me. I will take that trade off any day. You know what I'm saying? Yes, my babies were scared. You know what I'm saying? Yes, you know what I'm saying? My baby Giselle, especially, who's already been through so much in her life, um, now she can add a so-called white person not liking her and her sisters because of the color of their skin. She had never experienced that before. It was from so-called black folks. All right, I think there's something's wrong with the feed. I don't know.